Hi, my name is Keith, and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about people touching you and why you should not be letting people touch you. There are certain exceptions to this, and this goes into depth. So, everything comes from something. There's a reason for everything. If you ever wonder why people, when you go out in public, pay attention to the certain people who always want to touch you, pat you, put their hands on you. Once you start learning that they're actually doing it because they're low in energy, even if it doesn't show, it becomes very noticeable. So this video, I'm going to go into depth because most of you don't even think about it. Most of you kind of have a feeling because like a lot of you don't like being touched. And it's not because you're being like overly sensitive. Like there's just some of you have the intuition, like it's kind of an off feeling for people to be grabbing you, touching you. For the people who are more gifted in energy and who have more open energy, I'm not saying any of you are not gifted, but for the people who are just wide open, it could be a very beautiful thing that their gift is wide open and that their gift, they can basically flat out feel energy. Now, this does include when someone walks up to them and just touches them or grabs them or just pats them on the back. They'll feel a little bit strange and they don't really ever know why. A lot of people will go through their whole lives with the gift of being able to feel energy and not ever know what it is. They just kind of think everyone else has it and they think it's normal. They just don't ever question it. But maybe you might be one of these people watching this video. Like maybe you're someone who's watching this video and you never knew throughout your whole life when you walk into a room, you feel hot sensations or you feel warm sensations, cold sensations. You might feel chills. You might just feel like you might just have just different sensations wherever you go. Not everyone can feel that. A very long time ago, when I was eating red meat and when I was eating pork, that wasn't very open to me because I was desensitized to that gift because meat such as red meat and pork will close your gift off to feeling energy, like very strongly close it off. If you do have this gift, some people eat red meat and pork and they already have the gift of being able to feel energy, and it's a beautiful thing. Yes, you can touch a crystal, you can tell everything about what the crystal's telling you. Some people will pick up a crystal such as tesseract, which is a green crystal. They'll grab it and be like, okay, it feels okay, I'm feeling tingly, I'm feeling a warm sensation, I'm feeling that this is going into my heart, I can feel it going into my third eye, I can feel it going into my eyes, I can feel it going behind my head. And then they'll tell you just, oh, I feel like this one feels a little cool in like the upper regions and then warmer in the lower regions, or cooler in the lower regions and then warmer in the upper regions of my body. Or just, oh, this one makes my hands sweat, this one makes me have chills, etc. So that's the gift of feeling. This gift helps you determine if you're someone who can kind of feel when you're around other people, like, okay, when I'm around this person, this really bothers me. Like I get kind of really sweaty and like the back of my neck starts to tingle and hurt. So yes, some people do have that gift and it makes it a lot easier for them because they know what it's like to be around someone with negative energy and someone who's at a deficit. But some people just have their gift closed off, or they've ignored their gift for such a long period of time where it actually became dormant, which does happen. A lot of people who are parents to their kids and they're parents who don't include spirituality in their life, which is not a good thing because we are both physical and spiritual, so they flat out neglect their spirituality, yet they have a child, and when the child grows up, whenever the child says, hey mommy, I feel warm when I'm in this room, and then she'll be like, yeah, just don't make stuff up, or like, and they'll flat out untrain the child of the gift. This happens all the time. It's very sad. I'll make another video about how you guys can help train your children, because some of them are extremely spiritual gifted, but you guys you accidentally do it. You flat out tell your kids, oh, ignore your imaginary friend. That's a fake friend. But they're like, no, but I see grandma in the corner. Like, maybe even tell them about grandma. A lot of you will be like, okay, yes, okay. Like, and you'll ask them a little more, and you'll find out your child is gifted. Some of you will just flat out be like, oh, that's of the devil, and just kind of scare the child. That's a whole nother video topic. But what this goes into is when you're around certain people, you're going to feel your energy. Some of you will feel it in different ways. So some of you will have the clairtangency effects of it, so basically feeling just different sensations, and some of you will just have the intuition in your mind, like, hey, there's something kind of up with this person. Even if they're just a very generally nice and very good, seemingly good person, they just might be flat out low on energy, and sometimes it's too late by the time they already do it. It happens anyway. You can't always see it coming. Even your angels can't always fully stop it. They can stop a lot of the energy sapping, but when someone touches you, they will always do it, well, 90% of the time, do it with their right hand. This is very significant. Whenever you see someone reach out with their right hand, it's their projecting hand. There's actually a spiritual meaning to someone reaching out with their right hand. So this is kind of our prong, if that makes sense. I don't want to call it like a proscubus, like what the mosquitoes or butterflies have to try to suck nectar or suck blood out of someone. I don't want to say it like that, but basically, we project with the hand to pick something up. Now, this is something I can tell you guys. If you ever find something very bad that's spiritual around you, you can use your left hand, because when we kind of accept energy and take energy out of something when we grab it with our right hand, everything's energy transference, everything goes from a lower to a higher gradient. Everything's energy exchange regardless. If you look at someone down the street and they look at you back, you exchange the energies. If you look at Kundalini Yoga, everything's about energy exchange, and it actually teaches you how to block off different centers of energy. So I've made videos about energy vampires. I've made videos about people stealing energy. Some people do it intentionally, some people don't do it intentionally. People who are reaching their hands out and who pat you and then just like, oh, they want to put their hands all over you. It goes beyond the handshake. I'm not just talking about a handshake. I'm talking about people who are like, yeah, yo. You see people do it, like bros do it. I don't really know if that's what girls do as well. I can speak for a lot of guys and for a lot of men, because I'm in the gym. I see this very often in different work. I mean, when I go to different restaurants or different places out in public and I'll see people with their friends, they're always touching and patting. There's always, pay attention, there's always that one friend who wants to pat you and touch you and just basically like, yeah. Some of you will flat out, and there's like, even some of them will go for a giant handshake and a pat on the back and like a hug. Okay, if they're happy to see you, then yes. But if that person's like that all the time, pay attention to that person's energy. Because a lot of time that person's very low in energy, even though they might not be showing it. And what did I just say? Energy goes from a low gradient to a high gradient. I mean, a high to a low gradient. So basically, if this is really hot and this is really cold, then now it's neutral. Kind of like an ice cube on a hot pan. The ice cube does get neutral when it goes on the hot pan. So, same thing with that person's energy. If that person's really low in energy, all they have to do, because keep in mind, if they're super low on energy, looks can't always tell. Sometimes you'll be able to tell. I'll teach you ways to tell, but that person will reach out and grab you, pat you, whatever. And guess what? You'll feel, pay attention, because this happens and people flat out ignore it. You will feel hot. You might feel chill. You might feel, you'll feel something in the back of your neck, the back of your back, specifically the middle back to your lower back. It might be in your hands. You might just feel like a random chill of just chill, and it's not cold, or just a sensation that it's like kind of hot, like really hot. That means energy has been transferred. It went from a high gradient to a low gradient. And for the rest of the day, you might be noticing you're a little more tired, even though you slept for 8 hours, or you were not tired and now you're yawning. Your energy got stolen because you're around someone like that. And it depends on how bad that person, how low of energy that person was. If that person had no energy at all and they weren't showing it and they just patted you anyway, they actually sap you I'm gonna get into that in 1 second. This happens because there's different kinds of energies. There's love energy of the heart chakra, luck energy, also energy of the heart chakra. It could even be of the solar plexus. So there's energy of your crown, your spirituality. A lot of you, when someone touches you in the head without you wanting them to touch you in the head, they can sap you of some of your spirituality and your spiritual connections, because this is a sacred spot. This is a sacred space. If someone with really dark energy puts their hand on your head, you will not be connecting with your guides the same. That's if the energy transfers over, which is most of the time. So some of you will notice lethargy, just feeling really bad, just not having depression because someone put their hand on your head. It could be a hairdresser. Yeah, it could be a hairdresser. You guys asked me about that before. But your head is a very sacred space. Your head is a sacred place. It's where your main angel, your main spirit, your main guide resides. When you get crowned in a lot of traditions, it's literally called your crown. You don't let people touch that because that's where they sit. That's where their energy resides. When angels want to help upgrade you, they'll make changes to your head. But when you have someone who is just going throughout their day, maybe they're doing really bad things and you don't even know it, and they touch your head, then you will pick up some characteristics or whatever they've been going through. It's not fun. Don't let people do it. It's not a joke. When people do that, just make yourself very clear. Don't be soft. Don't be subtle. Just be like dodge, duck, and weave, and be like, no, this is not okay. Don't touch my head. That's not okay, because you will pick up a ton of problems. It'll start by you feeling heat or you feeling chills. You'll just not feel good, and then it'll spiral downhill. Then you start having bad thoughts. You don't even know why. It's because someone touched you. Someone touched your head. Now pay attention to where that person's trying to touch you. Because when they touch your back, when they touch your ends, there's a very small percentage of people who actually will try to intentionally sap you, because most people do it without even knowing it. There are certain people who will practice different energy techniques and try to sap you of energy with their hands, and their hands will touch a certain chakra, like your arm. Some people attempt to take spiritual gifts. You can't ever steal a spiritual gift if it's of light. That's a little tip for you guys. If the gift comes from the enemy, then it can be stolen. If it comes from the light, if it comes from God, no one's gonna take it. That's why you see some people talking about stealing gifts. If it comes from God and it comes from light, it's not gonna be stolen. It's gonna be yours, and it's gonna be just right. If it comes from down there, then your gifts can just be everywhere. I'm not gonna talk about gifts from down there, because that's basically selling your soul, which people really do to achieve some gifts. That's not how you do it. No, go through God, don't go through him. It's basically the easy way out. It's how I have to make a whole other video about that too. I have several video topics I'm going to talk about, but the whole video I'm talking about right now is protect your energy. Don't let people touch you. Start paying attention, because a lot of you will completely notice that you are out of energy because someone touched you. Some people will go, because they'll just violate your aura. They won't even ask, and they'll try to grab you. It happens to me sometimes. Like, people will grab my crystals, like, just out of nowhere, and I'm in the gym, and someone just reaches over and grabs it. I have a little ritual of what I do. It looks completely freaky. They might start feeling really hot, cold, or warm, whatever. They might be feeling really sketched out because they did it. My angels usually warn me before it happens, but we're humans. It does happen. It really does happen. You can't really fully prevent it. Like some dude who was like 95 grabbed my crystals, and I just kind of pulled back. I'm like, no, like, don't do that. And it was just out of nowhere. I couldn't see it, and one thing I like to do is, especially your crystals, people can try to sap all the energy out of your crystals just by touching it. One thing I do, I came up with a ritual. Blow them really hard, because breath is life, breath is energy. You blow that away. You blow with your life force away. You open your hands, you say, I call my energy back to me, and you visualize a wall of fire between you and them. Now that person, because you just did that little ritual, they're gonna be feeling something, because you're basically automatically claiming your energy back, like, hey, mine. Because if they grab your energy and they pull it, you're tugging it back, and then you're sending fire, like, hey, my energy is mine. You protect your energy. Guys, protect your energy. This is a very stern message. Protect your energy. Especially because in casinos, I call it the spirit of the casino. I talked about it on my TikTok. When you start winning in the casino, there's always going to be an old lady that approaches you. I call her the spirit of the casino. I believe she is the spirit of the casino. I don't think she's an actual person. I think she's a projection that is so lifelike and real that she appears as a person. So when you start hitting all these different jackpots, a random old lady you don't even see will come out of nowhere and be like, good job, like, you did a really good job. And she'll try to pat you, touch you on the back or something. And as soon as she does that, as soon as she touches you, because she's going to do it to the point where you can't she'll try to do it to the point where you can't dodge her. You'll have to be really rude and just stern, like, hey, don't touch me. Like, that's just how it'll come across. And it's not mean. You gotta protect your energy. But the second she touches you, she'll sap all your luck. You'll go to play any more games at the casino. It could be for the next week. It could be for the next 2 weeks. It depends. Really depends how bad she sapped you. But you won't be able to win at the casino because she sapped you of luck energy. Ask people who win at the casino. Ask anyone who has won jackpots. She'll come out of absolutely nowhere. You won't be. Sometimes she'll touch you before she even talks to you. Like, keep your eyes peeled. She is the spirit of the casino. She is basically, I believe it's the casino getting their luck back, getting their energy back, because the casino does a lot of rituals in the casino. That's just one kind of energy vampirism. And you can call your energy back, but you don't even get there in the first place, if you know what I mean. But another one is a different kind of energy is a love energy. If you ever notice someone you really like, they touch you, or someone who likes you a lot touches you, and you feel like your energy is kind of messed up, but you can't put your name on it, it's because that's your heart, your heart chakra, your love center, and whatever they were going through, they exchanged something that made you feel some way. That's why you start having bad thoughts, or you start having random insecurities. It's because their energy transferred over to you. Now, talking about something such as sex, which is a sacred energy exchange, some of you will just, I'm not going to say that. There's some people who will just try to sleep with anyone. I'm not saying the people who are watching my video, because you guys are spiritually advanced, but there are some people who are opportunists, or opportunistics, I don't know what you call it, but and you see it every single day, like when people in bars, they'll sleep with anyone they can. Look what they're going through. Look at their past relationships. Look at just all that they go through. It's because they're exchanging such heavy energy with someone that they just met for just one night stand, but now you have all these different attachments on you from that person. You might have given away, like, if you've taken a spiritual bath and you go to sleep with someone, now any luck that you put on yourself in the bath, they took 100% of it. They took whatever was coming to you from that bath. Same thing with crystals. Don't be sharing crystals with your lover, or they'll just sap you of your energy, or both of you will take energy back and forth to a point where neither of you are, like, you're kind of watering each other's energy down. Now, if you're happily married, you can touch the person. If it's your family member, you can touch them because you live with them, just as long as their energy is clean. It's a very advanced video. I teach advanced videos on spirituality. I hope this video really helped you guys. Protect your energy. Don't let just any random person touch you. Don't let any random person touch you. It's not okay. Some of you are like, oh, I'm with the bros, but your bros are energy deficit and they're sucking your energy. Set boundaries. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.